Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 3 simple things that you can do right now to improve your Instagram profile. And if you stick around, then I'm going to be sharing with you a bonus tip on how you can be using the platform that you might not have thought of doing yet. I'm Jared Lambie from Punktech and I'm coming to you straight from the UK lockdown part 3. As you can see, the hairdressers are definitely closed. I help businesses reach their full potential online through digital marketing and more. So let's jump into today's video. The first thing we're going to talk about today is your profile picture. Now, you've probably put a lot of thought into this already, but I just want to make sure that you understand how it can be utilized and why it is so important to have a purpose-made profile picture for your Instagram. First of all, your profile picture is a circle, and you need to keep that in mind when you are deciding what is going to be your profile picture on Instagram and pretty much every other social media platform, because they're all using circles right now. What this means is that you can't just use the same graphics that are in your cover photos or pictures that go into your feed, because they're just not going to fill out that shape the same. They're going to have to be shrunk down and they're not going to be recognizable in many places on the platform. You need to make sure that your profile picture fits well into that circle and fills out as much of the space as possible. Why? Because if you're talking to somebody in the comment section of their post and they have not interacted with you before, the only thing they have to recognize you from is your username and that tiny little circle next to your comment. And if your profile picture is a long rectangle, for example, it is not going to be recognizable in a comment section. It's just going to look like a line or a blur, and we don't want that. That's just a wasted opportunity. You need to make sure that your brand can come across through that tiny circle next to your posts in the newsfeed and next to your comments when you're talking to people. So next up is highlights. Now, this is a feature that has been around for quite a while now, but so many people still haven't gotten the hang of how to use them properly. Now, I am always preaching that social media is not an advertising platform, it is a social platform, and you should not be just pushing product all the time. But highlights are kind of an exception to that rule. Highlights are on your profile, which means if somebody has gotten as far as viewing your highlights, they are clearly interested in your business and want to know more. So this is where you need to show what you can do and what makes your business unique and why they should be interested in your services. Each type of product or service that you offer should have its own highlight, just to show exactly what it is, how it works, and why it's going to help your client. These highlights should be full of the coolest pictures and videos you have to make the product seem interesting. It shouldn't just be a block of text with information, because it might be useful, but it's not going to bring that client in. It's not going to get them invested in what you do. You need to be cool, you need to be relevant, you need to make them want what you have. If you have a video ad, stick it in your highlights. You want to give each one of your highlights its own icon or a little thumbnail to fit into that circle to make it look attractive from your profile so that people want to click on it. Now, it used to be that the thumbnail had to come from the highlight itself, but that's no longer the case. You can now upload an individual thumbnail just like YouTube, and you can have a purpose-built cover without it having to take up space in the highlight. Now, what many people forget to do is keep their highlights updated. You don't want to just continuously add to them and add to them and add to them, because if I'm scrolling through your business and I hit one of your highlights and the first thing I see is 100 tiny little dashes across the top, I am not going to sit there and watch it all. I am going to exit. And if I see that the first one was 150 weeks ago, I'm going to lose interest pretty quick. You need to stay relevant, it needs to be short and snappy, and it needs, above all else, to make you look good. So our final tip for improving your Instagram profile today is your link. Now, Instagram only allows one link on your profile, which has some pros and some cons to it. It's good because it keeps your profile looking neat and tidy, so you're not going to have just a big block of information and all these different links trying to send people to different places. This makes your profile very easy to navigate and will actually increase your click-through rate because you're trying to get every single follower through that same link rather than trying to direct everyone through all these different funnels. It's also not such a great thing because for many businesses, especially ones in the creative industries, they want to direct their followers to loads of different places, not just their websites, but maybe you're pushing a YouTube channel. Maybe Facebook is where you get most of your work done and you want to send them there, or Twitter, or TikTok, or whatever you're promoting. Maybe you have an online store with Shopify and you want to direct people there. Maybe you're selling tickets to an event and you're selling them on Ticketmaster. That one link makes it very difficult to decide what to prioritize. The solution that many people have found to this is to use a service such as Linktree, and what that does is create a page which is just a home for your links. So the Linktree link goes on your Instagram profile, and when people click through there, it takes them to a list of links that you can customize to send people to all the different places you want to. Now personally, I don't really like Linktree. I mean, it's a great idea and it works for a lot of people, but to me, it's kind of like the social media equivalent of a bag of ice. I mean, I have water and a freezer at home. I can make it myself. It is very simple to create a hidden page on your website, set it to mobile dimensions and put your links in there. And then that way you can have your own custom URL, you can have your own branding, you can make it look however you want. It's quicker and easier for you to update because you have all the control and you don't have to pay any more than your own website hosting costs. So there are my 3 simple things you can do today to improve your Instagram profile. Now, as promised, I'm going to give you a little tip now on how you should be using Instagram as a whole, which a lot of you should already be doing, but maybe it just hasn't crossed your mind or you just haven't thought to do this yet. Now, a lot of you will already know about posting consistently and about responding to comments on your own posts, but are you networking on other people's posts? Now, when I say this, I don't mean advertising other people's posts. You don't want to be pushing your product to people on their posts. It just comes across as a little bit rude. They're not going to want to engage, they're not going to invest in you as much as they could. But what you should be doing is using Instagram for its intended purpose. And what I mean by that is you should be networking, you should be starting conversations and talking to people, and you should be helping people out where you can without that monetary value. I always say that the business you get from networking on social media should almost be a side effect of using social media. You should be wanting to help people for free. You should be offering advice where you can and spending time getting to know the people on the platform. What this will do is get your followers invested in your brand. It will build your following quicker and you'll have more dedicated followers who are much more likely to use your business when it comes to needing it. So the way you want to find these relevant posts that you can talk on is through following hashtags. You don't just want to be using the correct hashtags on your post, you want to be following the correct ones. Now, you don't want to be following the ones your competitors are using, although that is one angle you can take. You can try and build a community of people who work in a similar area to you, but if you're trying to find clients and build business, you want to be using the hashtags that your clients use. For example, say you're a graphic designer and you want to design album covers. If you put hashtag graphic designer and you're following hashtag graphic designer and commenting and liking on all those posts, all you're going to attract is other graphic designers, because bands don't share the hashtag graphic designer. They share the hashtag local band or UK band or music scene. So you want to be following those hashtags so you can introduce yourself to these bands, comment on how cool you think their work is, they will return the favour and engage with you. So the next time they need a graphic designer, they're going to think of you. And even if they don't, you've still made a new connection, and that is always a positive thing. So that's it for today. Check back next week where we will share with you more content on how you can improve your social media game. To make sure you don't miss out on anything, please be sure to hit that subscribe link and then click the little bell so you don't miss our new content. If there's anything you'd like to add to this list or you have any questions for me, just drop a comment below and we will be sure to get back to you. I'm Jared Lambie with Punk Tech. I'll see you next time.